What does a blocked shipping lane in the Middle East have to do with the British Heart Foundation suddenly boarding up like 150 of its charity shops?
Yeah, it's quite the jump to make.
Right. Well, today we're looking at how global dominoes are knocking over your domestic realities. Welcome to the deep dive, where our mission is to cut through a massive stack of June 2026 UK briefings.
And the big theme connecting all these sources today is accountability and systemic collision. Basically, old institutions being forced to modernize under immense pressure.
Exactly. And that pressure really starts with the UK's sweeping strategic shift in defense.
It does. I mean, we are entering the 5th year of the war in Ukraine now, and the Strait of Hormuz is completely closed.
It's a huge deal.
A massive deal. That closure has forced the UK to lead a maritime coalition just to guarantee safe passage for commercial shipping. So because of this, defense spending is hitting 2.6% of GDP.
Wow. Which is a post-Cold War high.
Yeah, exactly.
And, why should you, the listener, care? Because that 2.6% isn't just an abstract figure. It's like global dominoes. A blocked strait thousands of miles away knocks over the global energy market.
Right, which drives the UK energy price cap up 13%.
Exactly, pushing inflation to 4%. And that exact squeeze is why the British Heart Foundation is suddenly forced to shutter 150 stores.
And, well, when everyday citizens feel that economic pinch, systemic fairness comes under a really intense microscope.
People start looking upward to see who isn't feeling the pinch.
Right, which brings us straight to the royal family. A watchdog audit just revealed that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been quietly pocketing private subletting income from Royal Lodge cottages.
All while paying, what's it called?
Peppercorn rent. It's a legally binding lease that is virtually zero, paid to the Crown Estate. And meanwhile, the Crown Estate just funded $396,993 proteins in repairs for Prince William and Catherine's residence.
Wait, let me push back on that for a second. The Crown Estate and private royal holdings operate under, completely different centuries-old legal structures.
They do, yeah.
So are we just witnessing 20th century aristocratic loopholes colliding with 21st century economic anxieties? Is this an actual systemic failure or just a terrible PR look?
Well, it's systemic because of the opacity. In a modern economy where you're tracking every penny, institutional loopholes that shield wealth from public scrutiny, they break public trust.
Yeah, people need to feel the rules apply equally. And when that trust fractures, it bleeds directly into criminal justice.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at the Andrew Malkinson case. He wrongly served 17 years. But the actual offender, Paul Quinn, was just sentenced and could get parole in 14 years.
It's staggering.
Right. You have a system so flawed that an innocent man spent more time behind bars than the actual perpetrator might.
And that baseline failure creates a huge vacuum of trust. You can see that vacuum pulling in massive political polarization right now, especially surrounding the tragic murder of Henry Nowak.
Yeah, the debate over that case is completely fractured.
Yeah.
And just to be clear to you listening, our goal here is purely to share these conflicting viewpoints without taking any stance. We're just reporting what's in the briefings.
Exactly, just looking at the arguments.
So on one side, you have U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and Elon Musk alleging mass migration is to blame. They're pointing to data like Hampshire Police's 5 times racial disparity in stop and searches to argue there's two-tier policing.
Right, the claim that the law is applied differently depending on demographics.
Yeah. And then on the exact opposite side, Prime Minister Starmer strongly denounces this as external interference. He states the focus has to remain on the grieving family's call for unity.
What all these crises share, from royal rent to criminal justice, is that they are entirely reactive. The systems only respond after the damage is done.
But the fix, according to these sources, is rewriting the rules to be proactive, like with family law finally modernizing.
Yes. A new proposal gives 3.5 million unmarried cohabiting couples actual property rights. And instead of waiting for financial ruin, family courts will now directly weigh domestic and economic abuse into the financial settlement.
So it cuts off an abuser's ability to weaponize the legal system.
Exactly. And moving from reactive to proactive is also happening in clinical science. UCL researchers just discovered a 14-protein blood signature.
Oh, wow. What does that do?
It accurately predicts a person's lung cancer risk 5 years before a diagnosis.
Wait, how does a protein predict cancer half a decade before a tumor even exists?
Think of it as a biological early warning alarm. Before a tumor shows up on a scan, the immune system reacts. By detecting those 14 specific proteins, doctors aren't waiting to treat a disease, they're intercepting it.
So across the board, from family courts intercepting abuse to science intercepting cancer, society is scrambling to fix its blind spots.
Before the damage is done, yeah.
Which leaves you with this provocative thought to chew on. If medical science can now use a 14-protein signature to predict a crisis like cancer 5 years early, how long until we use data to accurately predict and prevent institutional and economic failures before they ruin lives?